All right, cool. So welcome to Core and Glutes. I'm so excited with how many people are here. My name is Mallory. I have notes to make sure I remember things to say. My name is Mallory. I am a personal trainer and a group fitness instructor. I teach a bunch of different classes. I teach cycle and core and PRX. And I mean, technically I teach body pump, haven't taught in a while. But yeah, I love fitness and I've been really enjoying getting creative while at home with the workouts. So this is a product of my immense joy for fitness, and especially core and glutes, because they're two of the most important muscle groups in your body, although core is much more than just your abdominals, which we'll talk about a little bit today. But I'm excited to integrate all of that, and I hope everyone enjoys the workout. So a couple of notes before we begin. If you have any injuries or need modifications, feel free to take them at any time. If you know an exercise that would be better for you at any time, feel free to take it. This is your class. I'm just here to give suggestions. I will be playing music as I attempted a couple minutes ago. If at any point my voice is too quiet or the music shuts off or anything weird happens, let me know. Obviously, this is different than a live group fitness class in person. So definitely let me know if anything is funky or you can't hear me, essentially. I will stay for maybe 10 to 15 minutes after the class if you have any questions about the exercises or you want me to watch you do something. Since we're in this weird virtual environment, I can't really correct you or like help you in the same way. So hopefully that time will be useful for you if you have any questions or need help with anything. Other than that, let's hop right in. This will take probably 50 minutes, and then we'll try to do 10 minutes of stretching and a little bit of a cool down at the end. All right, so we are going to start on our back today. So I guess I'll start the music here. All right, everyone can hear that. We're good. Okay, cool. All right, so you're gonna lay down on your back here and we're gonna find a neutral spine. So those feet are a couple inches out from your hips. You're really making sure that that lower back is pressed down into the mat. So you'll notice if you can fit your hand underneath your back, that is way too much arch. So really try to press down with that lower back. And there's this myth that you should be able to reach your heels with your hands. That's not how it should be. You should definitely walk those feet out a couple inches away from you here, especially if you have knee problems. So here we're really going to squeeze our glutes and squeeze the hips up into a low bridge. So again, the glutes are doing the work here, not that low back. So you're really firing up those glutes, and the feet are pressing into the ground. I like to imagine them pulling apart here. So you can imagine that they're on the mat, but they're pushing away from each other, and that really helps engage the hamstrings and the glutes. So you can heel toe that left foot into the middle, and you're gonna reach that right foot up into a 90-degree angle. So that knee is above your hip. And we're just gonna warm up our hip joint here by doing a couple internal and external rotations with that hip. So the movement is coming from your hip bone, from that hip joint, not your knee. So really, you may notice if you don't have a lot of range of motion, that probably means you have a lot of hip tightness, which I definitely do. But we'll do two more. And then you're gonna take that left hand and push it against that right thigh. So you're really firing up that other glute. So pressing the thigh back towards you and pressing it into your hand. That toe is still flexed here. You'll feel that left glute really fired up, pressing that foot down to the ground. If you want to add some heel raises here to fire up the hamstrings a little bit, feel free to add those in. You can also just keep that left foot on the ground. Good. 3, 2, 1. Good. We'll switch to the other leg, putting down that right leg, heel toeing it to the middle. That left leg comes up. You can put that left hand in. We'll start those internal, external rotations. That knee is staying right above your hip. So you can see on this side, I have a lot more rotation. So some people just have tighter hips. On one side, I had an injury, so that's why my hips have different range of motion. And that's just something constantly I'm working on my glute strength to help compensate for that. All right, 3, 2, 1. Same thing, taking that right hand, pressing it against your knee here. Engaging that right glute this time. Good. Really trying to build that tension. You can add in those heel lifts on this side if you want to add some hamstring work as well as getting into the fascia of the foot. We often just put our feet in shoes, and sometimes it's good to make sure you're playing around with the foot strength as well. Good. 3, 2, 1. Good. You can put that foot down. Keep those hips up. We're just going to put those hands on your hip bones and do a couple pulses here. So really pressing down with the palms. You'll feel that feedback into your glutes. Again, trying to pull those feet apart. Good. 3, 2, 1, and we'll segmentally lower that spine down. All right, you're gonna keep the feet on the mat and you're gonna put the hands behind your head, so right where the spine meets the skull. And you can bring those hands together. And this is another misconception, is that those elbows always have to be wide. So for this, we actually want those elbows pointed up to kind of make a little cut for your head. Again, that lower back is pressed down into the mat. We're gonna take an inhale. On that exhale, we're lifting up off those shoulder blades. So again, the head is pressing back down into the hands. So you're not pulling your neck here. That head is pressed back and down. Good. We can inhale on the way down. We'll exhale and lift up off those shoulder blades. Again, pressing down with the core. So if you ever see your core triangulate here, you really want to make sure you're pressing down with that low back. Good. Lower down. All right, we're going to add on this time. So inhale. On that exhale, we're going to lift up and straighten out that left leg. Flex that toe in towards you. Really trying to lift up with the shoulder blades. Foot comes down and lower. Inhale. Exhale. Lifting up. Right leg straightens. I got to let these people in. All right, stay there. Good. And then inhale. Come down. We'll go back to that first side. Inhale. Exhale and lift. We'll lift up. This time we're going to twist a little bit to the left. So you're lifting up and twisting towards that left foot. Good. Back to the middle and down. We'll come to the other side. Inhale. Exhale and lift. Good. Twisting towards that right leg. Back to the middle. Again, we'll do one last one here. So inhaling. Exhale and lift. We'll straighten that left leg twist. This time you're going to lift up that left arm and press the elbow down into the mat. So that hand is straight up, elbow is pressed down, that head is pressing back towards your hand. Good. Hand back towards your head. Last one, inhaling. Exhale and lift. That left leg straightens. You're twisting towards that right side. That right arm comes up, pressing down, so that elbow is pressing down into the mat. That core is pressed down, head back. Good. Hand back to your head and down. All right, you can shake it out for a second. Can everyone hear me okay? I just want to confirm one last time. Awesome. All right, so we are actually going to jump right into more of our interval work today. So we're going to have an interval that lasts 4 minutes. So the first 30 seconds is going to be an exercise at its normal pace. The second 30 seconds is going to be a half speed, so you're slowing it down like you're going through molasses. And then the third 30 seconds, you're going to pause. So it's going to be an isolation of that movement, 30 seconds of rest, repeat it again. So 4 minutes in total. So our first exercise, which you all got intimately to know in the last part, is going to be a hip bridge. So those feet are a couple inches away from your knees. I'll give you a couple options. So if you want to work the inner thighs a little bit more, you can bring those feet almost together on the mat. If you want to work more of the glutes, you can bring those feet out. Or you can also bring the feet touching in the middle to the soles and use your glutes here to do more of a butterfly hip bridge. Or you can go back to the original hip bridge that we did in the beginning. So it'll make sense as soon as we hop in, I promise. All right, let's go. So 30 seconds, normal pace, and I'll let you know from there. So come on down, find that hip bridge position that you want so you can do closed feet, wide feet, or butterfly, or your normal, starting in 3, 2, 1. So remember those principles that we learned from the beginning. So we're lifting and lowering here, that normal speed. You can always add on. I like keeping my hands on my hip bones to give myself the feedback to make sure those glutes are staying engaged the whole time. I also never come all the way down to the mat just because then you lose some of that press. That helps with your taking out some of the momentum of slamming your back down. Good. So then we'll get ready for that second 30 seconds, which is slowing it down in 3, 2, 1. So here you're slowing down that movement like you're going through molasses, really engaging all of those muscles, squeezing up and back down. So again, you can be in any of those positions, feet wide, feet close together, butterfly, up to you. Down. Make sense? All right, let's go. So remember, 30 seconds, normal speed, half speed, hold, we'll repeat. Right. All right, ready, set, go. So finding whatever modification works best for you. Again, my normal speed is still pretty slow, which is fine. Good. nice and slow here. If that neck starts hurting, you can always put those hands behind your head and do your lifts instead. All right, coming to that half speed, so 30-second lift. You can hold it for a second and lower back down. Again, you can always bend those knees. If those knees are in, try to make sure they're not here. Those knees are staying above your hips, and then really press down that core. That lower back is pressed down the whole time. All right, come to that hold in 3, 2, 1. So lifting those shoulder blades up as much as you can, extending towards your toes here. You can straighten, you can bend, feet can be on the ground, whatever works best for you. Good, 15 seconds left. Maybe you want to try a couple inches higher. Remember, you got that 30-second rest coming up. In 3, 2, 1, relax, take a breather. You got 30 seconds of rest, and we'll do that one more time. If that felt too easy, maybe you want to try a higher modification, so the feet high or knees bent, or maybe you want to try feet on the ground. Really up to you. Whew. All right, we'll start in about 10 seconds with that second round. All right, we'll start in 3, 2, 1. Good. So lifting up towards those feet, up at normal speed here. All right, let's do some Shawn Mendes. All right, good. Yep. So extending those shoulder blades up. You all look awesome. Nice. So we're back at that normal speed, lifting up, and then slow back down. All right, getting ready for that half speed in 3, 2, 1. So lifting those shoulder blades up and really pretending that you're pushing down. So again, you're not slamming that lower back down towards the ground or even your upper back. Good, getting ready for that hold. In 3, 2, 1, you're holding at the top of that extension, really pressing down with that low back. If you find your low back is arching, try a lower modification where you really can keep it on the ground. 15 seconds left. Good, staying there for 3, 2, 1, relax, nice. I feel like a little Easter egg every time I flop over. All right, we are moving on to our next one. So moving on to glute medius lift. So you have your glute maximus, which is usually what people think of your butt. And then you have a muscle that is on the top that connects up to your obliques, and that's your gluteus medius. And people always forget about it. So we are going to work it today. So you're gonna have one arm, so wrist parallel to your elbow, and then those knees are going to be like in kind of a clamshell position, so knees are a little bit in front of hips, and you're going to use the power of that gluteus medius to lift you up and back down. So that's level 1. Level 2 is you can lift that top leg at the same time. Level 3 is lifting up, straightening, bending, and back down. So we'll stay on one side for the whole first time and then switch to the other side. All right, so I don't know why I switched sides. I guess I'm going to start with this side. All right, we'll start in 3, 2, 1. So again, taking your level here. Regardless, you're keeping that core engaged. And I have to lower down every time because I do not have a strong gluteus medius, but if you want to challenge yourself, you can stay hovering above the whole time, like in the glute bridge. If this feels too easy, remember you can use those modifications. You can straighten that top leg out and back down. All right, 3, 2, 1. We're slowing down here. So the whole movement is being slowed down, lifting up. Ooh, this burr. Good, lifting up. and back down. You may feel your shoulder compensating a little bit. If it is, really try to make sure that core is engaged and the glutes are engaged. All right, getting ready for that hold in 3, 2, 1. So holding at the top of whatever position you're in here. Oh man. Chronically weak, so you gotta wake it up. All right, 15 seconds left here. Maybe you wanna try a level up. You wanna straighten that leg. Almost there. Good, 3, 2, 1. You can lower down. We'll switch to the other side here. All right, so you may find that one side is weaker than the other side. That's very normal, especially if you have a very dominant leg. So hopefully this is your strong one. All right, coming back into that position, we'll start in 10 seconds. All right, starting in 3, 2, 1. So lifting up here. Core is engaged, glutes are engaged. Again, we're at that normal speed. Making sure you're breathing here. All right, getting ready for that half speed in 3, 2, 1. So slow up, slow down, squeezing all those muscles. Especially if you're a runner or you walk a lot, the gluteus medius needs to be strong in order to help you really power your runs and walks. So making sure that you're engaging them here will really help you. All right, getting ready for that hold. In 3, 2, 1, we're holding at the top. 30 seconds. This is definitely my weak side. Good. So you'll feel that oblique engage a little bit as well. Good. 10 seconds left. Good. 3, 2, 1. Relax down. Nice. Feel free to take a nice stretch if you want. If you want to hug one knee in over the other and really get into that glute, feel free to take a quick stretch. All right, we ready for the next one? So we're gonna move on to oblique V-lift. So there's a couple options here. So you're gonna lay down on your side, kind of like you did in the glute med, except one arm is gonna be out in front of you. So I guess you can't really see, let me back up a little bit. So the arm is out in front of you and you're going to have 2 options. So option 1 is you crunch up and touch, you don't have to actually touch them, but reaching up with one leg. Option 2 is to reach up with both legs and you're using this hand as your stabilizer to bring you up and down. So as you can imagine, normal speed and then half speed is slower and then you're holding at the top. So we'll stay on one side for that 30 seconds and then we'll switch to the other one. All right, ready, set, go. So that normal, that position, normal speed, lifting up and down, crunching up into the middle. So you're gonna feel that oblique working. You also might feel some inner thigh engagement. So that core is engaged. That normal speed, and then we'll switch to half speed in 3, 2, 1. So slowing everything down, lifting back up, lowering down. Again, you can always do that one leg modification instead. Finding what works best for you. All right, getting ready for that hold in 3, 2, 1. We're holding at the top here. Again, your top can also be one leg instead. Good, 15 seconds left here. Trying to control those legs. Good, 3, 2, 1. Nice, switching to the other side here. Same thing. Ooh. All right, so placing the other arm down, those legs are out in front of you. You can pick the same option. Maybe you have a super strong oblique and you want to try the other one for that. All right, we'll start on the other side in about 5 seconds. All right, 3, 2, 1. So remember your options. You can do both legs or you can do one leg. Up to you. Nice and controlled here. Even on our normal speed still, should try to stay as slow as you can. Good, lowering up, back down. All right, getting ready for the half speed in 3, 2, 1. So slow up, slow back down. I'm under tension with our oblique. Good, 10 seconds left, and then we're getting ready for that hold. 3, 2, 1. You're holding at the top here, 30 seconds. Again, yep, you can always do that one leg instead. All right, 15 seconds left. Breathing. Almost there. 3, 2, 1. Good. Take a break. Feel free to grab some water if you need. I'm gonna grab Steph over here. All right, and we have 4 more rounds. Wow, this is really flying by. Okay, moving on to our one leg hip bridge. So we're coming onto our back here. We'll lift one leg up. So instead of having both feet on the ground, you'll just lift one leg. You can also have both feet down if you know you'd rather do that than one leg, up to you. Same principles apply as our beginning. Want to make sure that spine is in line and the core is engaged. All right, let's go. 3, 2, 1. So pick whichever leg you want to start with here, and you're lifting up and down, engaging that glute that you chose. Really pressing down into the mat. You can always, if you want to add on, you can add that ankle lift as well. You can also add on a press if that felt good from the beginning. We're at that normal speed for 30 seconds. Good, so those hip bones are even. Sometimes I even like to put my hands on my hip bones to make sure they're staying even. All right, half speed here. Slow up, slow back down again, trying to press against something. So really having to engage all of those muscles. So this is where you're building a lot of that strength in your glute. When you really slow it down, you have to squeeze the whole time. All right, holding up at the top, 30 seconds. So really pressing into that foot. You can also bend this knee if that feels better. Whatever modification works better for you. Oh, it's burning. All right, 15 seconds left here. Almost there. Good. 3, 2, 1. 30 seconds. You can hug those knees in and roll out that lower back if you need. We'll go to that other side, planting that other foot, bringing that other foot up. Same thing again. I have a glute that is way weaker than the other one, so you may feel a little bit of a disparity here, and that's fine. All right, we'll start in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. So lifting up and down of that normal speed. Again, you could add in the heel lift if you want a little extra hamstring work. We're never going for speed though in this move. Want to make sure those hip bones are in alignment. Good, normal speed up and down. We're getting ready for that half speed. And 3, 2, 1. Good. I'm just gonna check in on everyone. Good, so slow up and down here, really controlling everything. Everyone looks awesome. Good. All right, getting ready for that hold. In 3, 2, 1, squeezing up. Oh, I'm on the wrong leg. Squeezing up and holding, really pressing into the mat here. Good, 15 seconds to go. Final little push up for 3, 2, 1. Good. You can hug those knees in for a second. Roll out that lower back again. All right. We have 3 left. Maybe. We'll see. Just kidding. We have 3 left. All right. So this next one, we're going to go to leg lifts or scissors. You'll have 2 different options. So another thing that I really want to note for leg lifts is you want to keep that lower back on the ground the whole time. So I find that people tend to arch their back when their feet go towards the ground. So maybe that means that you need to find where that is. It may not be all the way down to the ground. So you can still definitely put those hands below your sacrum. That can help make sure that your lower back stays on the ground. But you can find that maybe you just have to go to here and then your back starts arching. That's fine. Or maybe it's just here and that's going to be your range of motion and that's fine too. So finding whatever works best for you here. Option 2 is to do scissors. So those feet are up and you can drop 1 at a time. You can also do 1, 2. So we're doing normal speed and then obviously half speed is slowing down. And then you can hold with 1 foot down or you could just hold them both up to you. So you can choose leg lifts or scissors, up to you. You can also do one round, the other one, the other round, up to you. All right, let's go. Starting in 3, 2, 1. Also, I'm going to scoot a little bit out of this so that my feet don't hit my couch. All right. So you can choose those leg lifts. If you are, that lower back is staying on the ground the whole time. You could also do those scissors, up to you. All right, getting ready for that half speed in 3, 2, 1. So slowing down those legs. That may also affect your range of motion. Maybe you can't go down as far. That's fine. Nice and slow here. 15 seconds. Nice. All right, getting ready for that hold in 3, 2, 1. So finding where you can reasonably hold, but that lower back stays on the ground. If that's down here, great. If that's up here, great. Finding wherever you can keep that good form the whole time. Good, 10 seconds left. Holding, you got this. 3, 2, 1. Take a break here, 30 seconds. We'll do that one more time. So maybe you want to switch to scissors if you did leg lifts or vice versa, or you can keep doing the same one. Your choice. Sorry, I look decapitated. I promise my head's here. All right, starting with that other side, or well, not our other side. Same exercise, other exercise, up to you. We'll start in 3, 2, 1. Again, that lower back is down the whole time. Oh, now I can hear it, some Jason Derulo. Good, 10 seconds, then we'll go to that half speed. You'll find that everything gets a lot harder when you actually have to press your lower back down the whole time. All right, slowing down half speed here. Again, you're trying to press something down if you're doing either of those exercises. That helps me imagine that I have to like press down button with my foot, something that gives me a little bit of pushback. All right, getting ready for that hold. Good, 3, 2, 1, regardless of where you are holding, 30 seconds. Trying to get that most inner part of your core, your transverse abdominis pressed down. So not just the superficial muscle, but that lower, the one that you feel in plank. That's really where you want to be targeting right now. Really pressing down, pretending you're being pulled, your spine's being pulled down into the mat. 3, 2, 1. You can bring those feet down. Nice job. All right. Oh, what to say? There we go. Okay. Moving on to add just your circle. So you're going to be on your hands and your knees here. We're going back into some glute work. So we'll be on one side. So you're going to bring that knee into your elbow, up to the side, out to the back, and down. So first round, normal speed. Second round, you're really slowing down all of these transitions. And notice you don't really want that back to arch at any point, and you don't want the hips to just totally open up. So sometimes I even like to put my hand on my low back for the beginning to make sure. So nice and controlled, knee in, top, and back. For that hold, you can choose to be in or to the side or to the top for that hold, up to you. All right. Ready, set, go. So that knee comes in, out to the side, up to the back, and down. Knee to elbow. Again, your range of motion is really going to depend on your hip mobility. So don't worry too much about pushing further than you need to. Just really find that range of motion. You can also tuck that back foot if that feels better too. That core is engaged, trying to keep that spine from arching. All right, 3, 2, 1. Slow motion here. Trying to pretend you're going through molasses. Nice and slow. For someone with not a lot of hip mobility, this is really hard. All right, getting ready for that hold. So you can pick knee into elbow. You can pick foot up to the top. You can pick foot to the side. All right, find that position you're holding. 30 seconds. So it can be foot up to the top, back. It can be to the side or knee into elbow, up to you. 15 seconds left, squeezing that glute. Core is engaged here too. 3, 2, 1. You can bring that knee down. You can come to a child's pose for that 30 seconds if you want. We'll go to that other side. All right, getting ready for that other side, finding that quadruped position again. A piece of advice I got a couple weeks ago is actually bring those knees in a couple inches past your hips rather than being back here. It helps with that range of motion. All right, 3, 2, 1. So that opposite leg, knee into elbow, out to the side and back up. You may find one side is a lot easier than the other side. This one is a lot more of a range of motion. Good, nice and controlled here. We're getting ready for that half speed in 3, 2, 1. So slowing this whole movement down. Trying to find as much neutrality in that spine and in your hips as you can. All right, we're moving up towards that hold on this side. 3, 2, 1. So finding that hold position, whatever you did on the other side. Squeeze in the glute. You're killing it, almost there. Final 10 seconds. Breathing here. 3, 2, 1. Relax. All right, you've made it to the final round. So you can come on your back here. So we're gonna end with bicycle crunches. So you can keep those feet on the ground with the hands behind your head, or you can lift them up into 90-90. So if you're keeping them on the floor, then you'll just be crunching opposite elbow to opposite knee. If knees are up here, lifting that shoulder blade up, opposite. So obviously normal speed, half speed, and then hold. You can choose which one side to hold, and then the next time we do it, we'll do the other side. All right, let's do it. All right, ready, set, go. So you can choose, again, you're really trying, and I'm not the best example of this, but to bring the elbow up more than the knee in. So try not to be here doing your bicycles. Instead, see if you can really lift that shoulder blade up to get to that knee rather than just bringing that knee in. This is easy. You're not even lifting it. Again, you can always bring the feet down. Same principle applies, though. Really try to lift that shoulder blade up instead of trying to bring that knee in. All right, half speed here, slowing everything down. Nice and controlled. Maybe you want to add in some breathing here. You can do that too. So take an inhale. On that exhale, you come up into your crunch. You inhale down. Exhale on your crunch. All right, picking that side you want in 3, 2, 1. You're crunching here. So you can have that foot on the ground. You can have that foot out. Trying to lift that shoulder blade up. That lower back is down. 15 seconds. If you want to challenge, you can always straighten up that opposite arm and try to reach towards the toe. 3, 2, 1. Come down, 30 seconds off. We'll switch to the other side. Same exercise, but we'll just do the iso on the other side for the last one. All right, 15 seconds to go, and then we'll start back with those bicycle crunches. All right, starting in 3, 2, 1. So finding whatever modification works best for you. Remember, this is your class, not mine. Whatever you need to do here is your choice. Good. Even with that first one, we're not like this the whole time. My pet peeve is people at the gym who think that they need to do bicycle crunches a mile a minute. Nice and controlled is really how you build a strong core engagement. All right, slowing down to your half speed, finding that molasses pull through. Good. All right, getting ready for that hold on the other side in 3, 2, 1, 30 seconds here. Again, you could add that arm up if you want an extra little challenge. You can also bring that foot down. 15 seconds left. You're going to reach a couple inches up from that shoulder blade. Nice, almost there. 3, 2, 1, relax. Nice job. All right, we have a final thing. So we are going to do one of those one more time, and I'm going to let you all choose which one you want to do one more time. So I'm going to read through them so you can remember them, and you're just going to pick one to do one more set of 4 minutes. So hip bridges, remember your options. You could have feet together, feet wide, or butterfly. 2 toe touches. You can have the feet on the ground, up, whatever you want. Glute med lift. So remember, we were here lifting our glute up. Oblique V lift, you had either double feet or 1 foot lifting up. 1 leg hip bridge, so our hip bridge but with 1 leg. Leg lifts or scissors. Adductor circle, so we were in the quadruped, bringing our knee up and around. And then bicycle crunch. So choose one of those to do one more time. Does anyone need me to repeat those again, or does everyone know what you're going to do? We good? All right, so everyone come up with that. And remember, if your exercises need 2 different sides, we're going to do that. So don't worry about fitting one side into the whole thing. It's just going to be like a normal round. All right, what do I want to do? I'm going to do oblique V lift. Okay, so choosing whatever you want to do here. We have 4 minutes left, starting in 3, 2, 1. So again, finding whatever exercise you want to do again here. Again, if there's a different one that you would rather do that we didn't even do today, like plank jacks or a push-up or squats, feel free to do that instead. Whatever your body needs here. All right, getting ready for that half speed in 3, 2, 1. You're slowing everything down here. Slow up, slow back down. Last time doing these. All right, getting ready for that hold in 3, 2, 1. Wherever you are, you're finding that hold. Breathing. We're almost to our stretching part. 15 seconds left. I'm right there with you, trust me. Good. 3, 2, 1. Relax. We're switching to that other side or doing that exercise one more time. All right, are we ready? So final 2 minutes of our workout, and then we'll get to relax a little bit. So finding that positioning. This always starts nice. You get to lay on the ground, and then you have to lift things up. All right, 3, 2, 1. Good, so we're at that normal speed here. Getting ready for that half speed. Starting in 3, 2, 1. So slow up, slow back down. Like you have less than a minute left. See if you can challenge yourself a little bit. All right, getting ready for that hold in 3, 2, 1. Up and hold here. 30 seconds to go. You got this, almost there. This is burning for 15 seconds. Final little push. 3, 2, 1, relax. All right, come and find your back here. I'm gonna turn on more of a cool down song. All right, come on your back. We're gonna come into a figure 4. But before you just jump right into it, I'm gonna give a couple options. So again, find about that bridge position, and then you're gonna cross your right leg over your left and flex that foot. So before you just pull that leg in, so if this feels like enough, stay here. But I'm gonna give you all a challenge. So instead of just grabbing and cranking that knee in, see if you can use the strength of that glute to pull it in without just grabbing on. Sometimes we can mess with our hip a little bit by pulling in too much. So see if you can use your own body to build that resistance instead of just jumping in to try to pull too far. You can use that knee to push in. So my glute is doing all of this resistance right now. All right, we're gonna drop this foot down onto the ground. So we're coming into a twist. That foot can come on the ground. If that feels like too much, you can bend that top knee. You can cactus those arms out. You may also feel a nice little stretch in your hip flexor too. If that top foot is on the ground, maybe try to push into it a little bit and you'll feel a little bit more opening in that hip flexor too. All right, if you can use the strength of your core, see if you can lift all the way back up into that center, bring that foot down, we'll switch to the other side. Same thing, that left leg crosses over, flexing the toe. If this feels good, stay with that foot on the ground. If you wanna add on, see if you can do that figure 4 without having to crank your hip in. So really flexing that toe, bringing that knee in. That lower back is on the ground here. This also is way better for your neck and your spine than when you have to crank forward and your shoulder blades are up but your head's on the ground. So definitely better for your whole spinal column too. All right, same thing, dropping that left foot down for that spinal twist, really a gentle twist here, using that foot to control it. So you can press that top foot down again if you want to find a little bit of that hip flexor stretch. You can cactus those arms. Again, finding that controlled core, bringing it back up to the center and back down. You're gonna hug those knees in for a second and just roll out that sacrum, your lower back area. I'm gonna have you roll up into a seat here. You can bring one foot forward, one foot back, so we're sort of in a hurdler's position, except you wanna aim for that knee to be right in front of that hip bone. And then both toes are flexed. If this feels like a lot on your hips, then just stay right here. If this feels really good, you can start walking forward. But always, so before you just C-curve your spine, really try to keep that chest lifted and walk forward with a long spine instead. If this feels like good enough right here, like my hip is burning right here, you can just stay. And another fun way to modify this one, if you're up here, is to press down with that back foot, and you're gonna feel a lot of firing up in that hip. You can also find, if you want more of that glute stretch, walk forward. 2 choices here, it's really up to you.
Black soul, white feathers, you and I would go good together.
So you can walk up. We're gonna bring this leg across. So if you can do this, great. If you can't, you can also cross the legs, or you can bring just one foot on top. So finding whatever stretch here feels best. Same kind of idea. If you want to find a twist, you can bring those arms out and come to a little bit of a thoracic spine twist. So of the parts of our spine, the thoracic spine is really the only part that should move. So our lumbar spine is controlled by our obliques, which are an anti-rotation muscle. So they really make sure that you don't rotate your lumbar spine. And then our cervical spine is really not supposed to move. So the thoracic spine, we have to oil it by giving little twists. All right, let's do the other side. You can uncross this leg, bring that other foot in front. So again, that knee is right in front of your hip joint. This is my bad hip, so all right, so again, you can see how uneven I am here. So you can walk forward if that feels good. You can also press down with that back foot, and you'll feel that hip flexor engagement and glute engagement. And that's really getting into the fascia of your pelvis. We don't work on that enough.
I hope you won't throw it all away. I'll give you a million to reason.
All right, so finding that second stretch, you can cross that leg over. If you want, you can also bring the feet to cross. You can also just stack that foot on top, whatever feels best for you. Again, finding that goal post, but instead, well, we're gonna start with a couple twists, but then we're gonna do a couple other shoulder rolls to warm up the shoulders. So you can bring those hands to your shoulders, and you're gonna come to circles here. So really trying to get the scapula to move up and down that rib cage. This is actually the best way to get that core to reinvigorate after you do a big core workout, more than just doing a bunch of core stretches. There's not really such a thing. So switch directions if you haven't already. I know this looks silly, but I promise it is good. All right, you can finally come to those feet crossed. We'll just do a little bit of an oblique stretch. You can press that right hand down and reach that left arm over. Try not to splay your ribs, really try to tuck the ribs in here, and see if you can press down with both those hip bones and then reach up with that left hand. If it feels good, you can also walk that hand out as long as both those hip bones are staying on the ground. If it feels good, you can also add in some shoulder rolls, especially if you've been typing all day or hunched over. Got to warm back up that shoulder joint. If you want to switch directions, you can here. All right, bring that hand back up. We'll walk back up towards the middle, other hand down. Again, both those hip joints are down with your glute bone. Good. Again, you can walk the hands out. You can come to those circles. You did that on the other side. As with all parts of your body, one arm might feel really sticky and the other one might have felt great. Switch directions. You hear some cracking, that's super normal. That just means your body is working on the fascia there. Good. All right, let's finish with some big shoulder rolls and then you'll be out of here. All right, you made it. Thank you all so much for coming. If you have any requests for next week, let me know. I would love any feedback you have. As I said at the beginning, I'll stay here for 10 minutes if anyone wants to practice anything with me or has questions or recommendations or suggestions for next week. I would love to hear them. I also just shuffled a random cycle playlist I had. So if you have any music recommendations, let me know. Would love to hear that too. And with that, I hope everyone has a lovely rest of their Thursday.